The Puck Portfolio with Andy MacNeil.
Hey, welcome to the Puck Portfolio. I'm your host, Andy MacNeil. I am here on weekdays to provide NHL projections, betting advice, strategies, and picks to help you make informed bets throughout the NHL season. This show is sponsored by NorthStar Bets, good old Canadian sportsbook available across Canada. You can check them out via the link in the description below. They offer early odds on the next day's NHL games. One of the first sportsbooks to post odds for the next day's NHL games. We'll be talking about Thursday's NHL games on this show. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about Wednesday. Of course, I provided my projections for Wednesday on Tuesday's show, and I'm going to pull them up on the screen right now. So here you go, Wednesday and Thursday. Let's talk about a few games on the slate here today. Bruins at Oilers, that's the big one. Naturally, the market likes the Oilers here, and you can see why. The Oilers have been playing really well lately. The Bruins have not been. There was a little bit of value on Edmonton when the market opened. I don't think there is now. Seems like a spot to avoid given the price tag, and I think the Oilers have been having some defensive lapses as of late. So you've got a Boston team that hasn't been scoring much lately against an Edmonton team that has probably been a little bit lucky defensively, being able to outscore their problems. We'll see what happens when they have to go up against a Boston team that has two very good goaltenders. Of course, the Bruins are playing back-to-back here. They're in action again on Thursday against the Calgary Flames, so we don't know who will start for Boston on Wednesday, but I'm okay sitting this one out. The Flyers and the Blackhawks. Looks like Arvid Soderblom will start for Chicago. He's got just 2 wins in 21 games this season. He's posted an .875 save percentage with a 4.01 goals against average. I imagine, though, we could see Cal Peterson in goal for the Flyers. He hasn't started since February 10th. He has gone 2-1 for the Flyers in his 3 starts with an .890 save percentage. No team has scored fewer goals than the Chicago Blackhawks this season. Well, except for the San Jose Sharks. They're right on par with the Blackhawks as the worst offensive teams in hockey and the worst teams in hockey overall. So Flyers are nothing there, but not quite sure about the goaltending situation, and that is a big price even against Arvid Soderblom. The Maple Leafs, they are in action against Arizona, homecoming for Auston Matthews. So, of course, I'm going to do what any smart sports bettor would do and make a bet on the Arizona Coyotes. This one has surprisingly moved in the direction of the Coyotes, though, and you look at where I had the line. Same thing is on the screen right now, plus 155. That's where I thought the Coyotes should be priced, and they originally opened at plus 175 up to plus 180. When I did the show on Tuesday, they were plus 155 at NorthStar Bets, so I really didn't think much of it. But then some other sports books opened, and wow, the Coyotes were a bigger dog than I thought, and well, that has changed. The line has moved significantly towards the Arizona Coyotes, almost 20 cents from where it was on Tuesday, and plus 165. There is still some plus 165 out there. That's where I'd cut it off for a half unit play. It almost feels a little bit square, even locking it in at this point. I did lock it in last night at a bigger price. I hope you did too. Got a little bit busy with some other stuff, article coming out today and whatnot. But people ask me to provide more leans, and to that I say I give my projection for every game. I share it on the screen for every game, every day throughout the week, basically from Monday to Saturday. Sunday's usually the only day that I don't provide projections for. So you know where the line should be according to my model. So if you're wondering where I lean, take a look at the market and compare that to my odds on the screen, and you'll know which side I'm closer to betting on in each and every game. So with a situation like Arizona, some of you looked at that price last night, said, wow, the Coyotes plus 180, I'll take that. And now they're down around the plus 160 range at a lot of sports books. So, do the work, shop around, and you will find an edge. I'm sure of it. The Canucks at the Kraken. We're moving on to Thursday here. Not a whole lot of interest in the rest of the games on Wednesday. I don't think this line makes a whole lot of sense because at no point this season has Seattle really been priced like this against teams of the Canucks stature. And I think given how Seattle has been playing, just 4 wins in their last 13 games. Only 4 teams have scored fewer goals over the last month. The Canucks should be priced around minus 137, according to my model, if Thatcher Demko is in goal, not minus 118. That's where they were priced back in November when they played the Seattle Kraken in Seattle. They won that game 5-1. They lost the game at home versus Seattle, but I think the Canucks, although they have been struggling, they've lost 5 of their last 8. I do think that they can outscore their problems against a team like Seattle more often than not. And because there's such a big difference between where my model sees this game and where the odds are currently at, I'm betting the Canucks at minus 118 to win a unit. I'm also betting on the St. Louis Blues at minus 110 to win half a unit. New York, the Islanders, that is, squeaked a win out over the Penguins for 5-4 in overtime, despite blowing a 4-2 lead late in regulation. Another example, I think, of just how this team is winning as a consequence of good and bad luck, because they're always tightly contested games. They've been decent at 5-on-5 since Waugh took over, but in all situations, they have only finished 2 of 10 games with a positive expected goal differential. Not good, not impressive, not a team that I want to bet on given how they're priced on a game-to-game basis. The Islanders are 3-5 as road chalk this season too, so they should not be a favorite here, I don't think, against the St. Louis Blues. Look, the Islanders, I think they're a better team in terms of structure. They've got better underlying metrics, a few percentage points in their favor, but the Blues, they're scoring like a top team. Their goaltending has been good. And they've been pretty good at home. In fact, they're currently the most profitable home team on the season. So give me the Blues at minus 110 to win a half unit. Those are my only 2 early bets for Thursday, in addition to the bet on the Coyotes for Wednesday. So a half unit on the Coyotes at plus 165. Minus 110 on the St. Louis Blues to beat the Islanders. That's to win a half unit. So 0.055 units to win 0.5 units, and yeah, minus 118 to win a unit on the Canucks over the Seattle Kraken. Big matchup between the Panthers and Hurricanes. I think, look, you look at these teams, the Panthers and Hurricanes, they're neck and neck in most categories. So picking a side here, pretty tough, right? The Panthers are a better team overall, according to my power ratings, but it's really, really close. The Hurricanes have a rest advantage here with 2 days off heading into this game. So Carolina, according to my model, should be a minus 116 favorite. Canadians at the Penguins. Look, will Pittsburgh beat Montreal on Thursday? Probably. Will I lay minus 185 on the Penguins to beat Montreal on Thursday? Not a fucking chance. So let's just get that out of the way. The model says the Penguins should be minus 206. I don't really give a shit what the model thinks right now about this team because they suck. They really do. They suck. The eye test has not lied all season long. This team is finding ways to lose. So not going to back the Penguins in a spot where they're a big favorite. Another matchup in Canada, this time the Stars at Sens, and when my model first spit out minus 138 odds in favor of Dallas, I was a little surprised because I thought the Stars might be a bigger favorite, but that's pretty much where sportsbooks are opening up at. Also, Dallas has not won a game in Ottawa since 2016, going winless in their last 6 trips to the nation's capital. There's not a whole lot separating these two teams as of late, at least if we're talking about the underlying metrics like expected goals. But there's a reason that the Stars are one of the best teams in the NHL and the Senators aren't, and it's all in the details, right? Dallas has better goaltending. They've got a commitment to defense across their lineup from the team as a whole, and that makes up a lot of the difference. Did not get the result that I wanted in Colorado on Tuesday, but regardless, I don't think the Avalanche are playing at the standard that you'd expect. Of course, lost plus 125 bet, 0.75 unit bet on the Canucks last night in Colorado. Of course, won the over 5.5 goals bet in Long Island with the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Islanders combining for 9 goals. So yeah, did not lose all that much. Quarter of a unit loss on Tuesday. Try to win some of that back on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll see about that, but I'm not looking to blindly fade the Avalanche here, but I do think that I'm okay betting against them, and I'll look for spots to bet against them. So if the market pushes the Red Wings up into the plus 130 range, my model says they should be in the plus 120 area. I'll bet against the Avalanche again here and hopefully get a better result this time. But the early odds, plus 115, plus 125 that I'm seeing, not quite enough to bet the Red Wings. The Rangers at the Devils. Look, before Jack Hughes' injury, the Devils were scoring 2.7 goals per 60 minutes at 5-on-5 on 2.9 expected goals per 60 minutes. But they had a goal share of 48.9, mostly due to poor goaltending. So now, in the 7 games since Jack has returned, New Jersey has generated 3.7 expected goals per 60 minutes, but they've only scored goals at a rate of 2.4 per 60 minutes. So offense, not where you would expect it to be. I would imagine that will start to tick up in the future, but another loss on Tuesday, this time versus the Washington Capitals. The Devils, they've posted an expected goal share of 54.7%, a goal share of 49.6% in the 8 games since Jack Hughes has returned, or 7 games, sorry. And yeah, so now, where before it was their goaltending that was kind of sinking them, now it's their offense that hasn't been able to get the job done. They've actually gotten decent goaltending as of late from Nico Daws up until that game on Tuesday versus the Capitals, but I don't know how you could make the Devils, a bigger favorite. My model says minus 105. The Rangers seem to have the upper hand right now, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, this Devils team, they've got to get it turned around on offense, because they can't count on their goaltending to continue to be as good as it has been lately. Probably below average goaltending. That's what we can expect from this team, and given their defensive capabilities, geez, it's not looking great right now. But yeah, maybe a buy low spot in the future for the Devils here, but not right now. The Maple Leafs at the Golden Knights. Vegas captain Mark Stone was injured in Tuesday's game versus the Predators. He did not return. Stone is listed day-to-day ahead of Thursday's game against Toronto. So while the Golden Knights have gotten healthier as of late, with players like William Karlsson and Shea Theodore returning to the lineup, they're still without Jack Eichel, and they could be without Stone now too. So a lot of uncertainty as to his status heading into Thursday's game against the Maple Leafs, but they will want to have him in the lineup. I've got him projected at with a 50-50 chance right now, just because we don't know what the injury is, what his status is. So if he is not in the lineup, then Vegas will not be projected to be a minus 131 favorite, of course, down closer to the minus 123 range, I believe. But yeah, that pretty much does it for Wednesday's episode of the Puck Portfolio. I've got a bet for Wednesday. It's the Arizona Coyotes, just a half unit at plus 165. I know I'm crazy, but hey, the market seems to be in agreement with where I've got this price projected, as it has moved in that direction overnight and into the morning here. And my 2 bets for Thursday, 2 early bets for Thursday, might have some more a little later, but 2 early bets. We've got the Canucks to win a unit at minus 118 and the St. Louis Blues to win a unit at minus 110, both money line bets over the Kraken and the Islanders on Thursday. So good luck with your bets on Wednesday. We'll talk to you again on Thursday, set things up from a betting perspective, look ahead to Friday. And of course, we'll be back Friday to look at the weekend slate and set things up for Saturday, as we've got a lot of hockey to handicap over the next few days. Drop a like on the video if you have not already. Subscribe to the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel. Helps out a ton. Thanks. I will see you guys on Thursday.